Good morning, y'all. This is Joe from St. Bernard Acres. Let me show you another project I grabbed a hold of. Many of you know, who followed my channel for a while, how much I loved my Craftsman out at St. Bernard Acres. Last year, I think I finally managed to beat that thing to death. I mean, it was a 30-year-old LT1000, and we just abused the crap out of it. So, the Husqvarna, I mean, that's sitting over there. We take it out every couple of weeks and mow with it. I'm afraid to leave anything out there. And on Marketplace, I saw this one for sale. This is a Craftsman, 15.5 horsepower, 42-inch cut, same as my last one was. It's a little bit newer. The story on this was, these people have a field down south, in Moundsville, where they have their horses. And they bought this off of someone because they wanted to mow that area. And they ran one tank of gas, went and got gas, came back the next day, and it wouldn't start. And it was sitting in a field for the last 3 or 4 months. So I called or messaged her, and I'm gonna tell you what, I got down there and we had to walk through this field, through this creek, across this road, down a hill, and there it sat. And I kind of believe that that's what happened, because you can see where part of the field had been mowed. This was sitting where, like, it ran out of gas, and it hadn't been moved since. There was a gas can there was a gas in the tank where they tried it, and she said it just wouldn't start. And they live north of here, so it's even more of a pain for them to get down there. And anyway, because it couldn't start, I offered her $50 for it. I figured I'd take a chance on $50. It's not brand new. It's a 20-year-old tractor. But I could tell the battery, I took it out. It wouldn't even take a jump. And we measured the battery. It's all rusted and everything. The voltage on the battery was like 2.4 or 2.8, something like that. So, I mean, it wasn't even up there to try to jump this thing. So, I'm going to go pick up a new battery for it. And I'm going to try that and see if it works. This one has the hydrostatic transmission. The other one I had was a 6-speed. This is clean. I mean, I got to get the deck off of it and paint it. It's not rusted through or anything, fortunately. It's not in that bad a shape. It's just ugly and dirty. The hood is broken. So I got to fix that. It's plastic on that part of it, and I got to glue that back on. But you can see there where the hood's kind of broken. But it sits there. That's it. I guess somebody fashioned a thing for the oil. I've never seen that before. But the oil is such a pain in the butt to change on these things. I guess they changed that around, and now you just take this cap off to change the oil. But it's got plenty of oil in it. If I can get it to run, I'll change the oil. I don't know what the filter looks like, because for a 20-year-old tractor, it's really clean, which makes me wonder if the people they bought it from, if it was really well taken care of, or it sat for a long time. I'm gonna look and see what the air filter looks like. Not bad at all. Not too shabby at all. I mean, I figured for 50 bucks, you know, I could probably scrap it for 50. There's no tears in the seat. There's no holes in the deck. It is rusted, but like I said, I'll drop that and paint it and figure out how to fix this hood back on, or buy another one if I feel like it. But it's going to be a beater out there. But I'm heading now up to get a new battery, and we'll put that in, clean that up. That's so full of rust. I mean, that may have been part of the problem. It just couldn't get a contact. I don't know. But I'll keep you guys along, and if it doesn't start, you can give me advice. So I'll be back. Alright, so I picked up the new battery. Let me get it. Alright, so I picked up the new battery. I'm going to install it and see if that will help start it. Get the bolts. Alright, now I'll try it. Nothing. Shit. Okay. Now let me hook that back up and sit on it. Oh, this was pushed all the way in. Obviously it wasn't. So let me plug back in. Alright, well I'm back. I put the new battery in. I checked the switch up here. Everything is functioning. And now when I try to start it, what I get is a click right in here. See if I can show it from the other side a little bit better. I really want to get this working. And I was happy when I put the battery in, the amp meter dropped. I mean, you know, everything was doing normal, but I don't know if that's, let's see if I can get in on it, if that's some kind of solenoid, but it appears that it is clicking right there, and not a steady click, just one click, and then turn it off and try to start it again, and then to get a click, and it doesn't seem to go beyond this point. So I don't know if that's something I can replace or what I need to do with it. So what I'm doing is fishing for advice, because I'm thinking it's going to be a simple fix, but I'm not a small engine guy. I'm not a big engine guy. I don't know how to do this stuff. I thought I would replace the battery and it would work, but that didn't seem to help. So something in that area just clicks, and I can get to it if I need to replace that. So I've determined, I believe it's a solenoid, and the reason why I believe it's a solenoid, I turn the key on and the solenoid clicks. So I'm getting 12 volts to the solenoid, but not from the solenoid to engage the starter. So I'm going to replace it. Solenoids are pretty much generic, and I know I'm moving it around when I shouldn't be, so quit giving me the evil eye, camera person. What this is, let me open it. You may lose me here. We'll pause the camera while I open it. Alright, there are two types of solenoids for these riding tractors. This is a 4-pole. They make a 3-pole. One of these blades here is just a ground. And if you have a 3-pole, that means this is screwed to the frame and is grounding out to the frame of the tractor. If you have double blades there, one of them is going to be for a ground. From the battery, from the starter, doesn't matter which one. From the line goes on here from the key, and then the ground, if need be. If you have two blades here, this pigtail that comes with it goes on and screws into the frame like that, because a 4-pole has to have a ground on it. If it's a 3-pole, you don't have to worry about it. But this way, I think that has it has a ground already. Let me pull this off. Okay. What this does, there's a coil of wires in here. You've got, like I said, this goes to the starter, this goes to the battery, or battery, starter, however your wiring works best. But rather than have 12 volts going all the way to the starter, all full time, this separates them. When you turn your key on to the start position, this coil of wire inside here energizes, and it pushes down a magnet that connects these two pieces. So now you have that direct line to the starter that engages the starter. When you turn the key on to run, that magnet pops back up and disconnects between the two, allows the starter to disengage. That's the basics of what a solenoid is and how it works. And that's why you don't have to worry if you forget which wire went on which post. Starter, battery, or starter, battery. It doesn't really matter. This solenoid is going to make the connection. Same here. You put the switch, your key switch on one of these, negative on the other. It doesn't matter which one. So we're going to go ahead now. I'm going to show Nick how to change this. He's going to be doing it. I'll be giving him instructions, which will be giving you instructions while we're doing it. So here we go. Alright, first thing you're going to do is disconnect the battery. Both sides of the battery. Go ahead and take it off, Nick. Go ahead and disconnect it. Alright, so the old solenoid is off. I don't know where it went.
You just had it.
No, right there. There's the old one. They had really messed it up trying to jump across it and stuff. I don't know. So, Nick's going to put the new one on now. Alright, so the new one's mounted. Now just push the two paddle. There's your ground, yeah. You were doing it right. Just like that. Again, it really doesn't matter which one, because they serve the same function. And then the battery cables go on those two posts. See why I said it's going to be easier to do it after it's mounted. Alright, so everything on this end is back together, and now he's going to hook the battery back up, and we'll see if it works. Alright, so now we have everything back together. Let's see if the diagnosis worked. I need more juice. The valves need adjusted. Damn it. I need my tack light in there on the chair. Damn it.
You want to explain what you're doing?
I'm just putting my little tack light jumper thing, like a jump box, to see if I can give it some more juice. Let's see what happens.
Almost.
Okay, you gotta, I don't want my butt to be in the camera and I gotta be over here. There is my $50 mower. Alright folks, there it is. A battery and a solenoid and $50, and I got myself a heck of a riding mower here. And I got to check out the blades now. And I'm going to, like I said, take that deck off of there and paint it so it doesn't rust anymore. But yeah, there's my mower for St. Bernard Acres that they were practically throwing away because it wouldn't start. And I am not a small engine mechanic. I'm not telling you I am one. I'm just telling you this is how Joe did it. And it worked. So hope y'all like this. Share it, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. You'll see this in action out at St. Bernard Acres. I'm out.